Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be the video, part 1, starting of the Project Home build using the 4000D airflow case and the Gigabyte Z590UD AC motherboard. If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can see when my videos are coming out. So let's get right into it. The build today will be using a 4000D airflow case from Corsair and the Gigabyte Z590UD AC motherboard and an Intel, I believe this one's the i7 11700K, and we'll be adding the Corsair Vintage RGB Pro 32GB DDR4 RAM. I believe it's two sticks of 16 gigs. So we'll get right into it. For this build, I will be using gloves. The reason I will be using gloves is because I'm doing this out of my dining room table on carpet. Normally I wouldn't really worry about too much static electricity or anything of the sort, but with all this carpet and then me wearing clothes and just having the chance of having a lot of friction, I don't want to risk it because I don't have a lot of metal. The only thing that might be metal would be like the bolts and stuff in here. So for now, we will be doing just this with gloves. Wow, these gloves are kind of tight. So I'll just do one. So, and this one we do have all your bolt hardware, CD, instruction manual, your antenna for Wi-Fi because this is a Wi-Fi enabled board, some SATA cables, and our lovely motherboard. But, you know, actually I'm going to wear the other glove because I do not want to take any risks shocking my board with all this carpet and clothing. All right, so let's take a look at this board. Make sure when you take the board out, try not to touch the contacts on the top or the bottom. Try to hold it like at the sides. That way you can prevent any accidental damage or electric shock. That's why I'm wearing the gloves. As far as the board is concerned, as far as the aesthetics, I like it. It's pretty basic and straightforward. Just a lot of matte black. Got your heat sinks here. It's a relatively basic board. Looks like your M2 will go here. PCIe slots, motherboard, there's a little plastic covering for it. You know, nothing too extra. Your I/O ports. Looks like 4 2.0s and 2 3.0s. Audio into gigabit Ethernet. So yeah, once again, this build is going to be used as a general home use for family and friends to use. Nothing super spectacular, so I won't be overclocking. I won't be going all out with huge 3080, 3090 GPUs and running, you know, Threadripper in this build, though there is one coming soon. So we will start with, we'll just put the CPU in. So we'll take the CPU and it'll go on top of this. So we will take the little lever. So if you see, there's a little lever latch that comes out so you can pull up to lift your CPU. This plastic piece is just a protective cover. So you can actually put that down and just lift the plastic off like that. Plastic comes right off. And then there you have it. The pins for your CPU. When you put the pins, they go in one way, so to make sure you don't force it, because they can only go in one way, and that's the way that they're designed to go in. So you take this, do your best to do as little touching of like the top or the bottom as possible, because you don't want to accidentally bend any pins, and you literally just take the CPU, line it up. Like just drop it in, put the case down, Tighten it down. There you have it. CPU in, like that simple. Nothing hard to it. So now we have our CPU and we want to add our RAM. So we're going to definitely, again, like I said, use these Vengeance RGBs. These will be right here. So as far as what slots they go in, I actually need to go and reference the motherboard. It's manual, because every motherboard I have made to tell you which slots, and usually it's if it's a dual channel, you'll have A and B 1 and then A and B 2, and how they want you to put those in will be right here in the manual. There you go, dual channel memory configuration right here in the manual. I'll tell you right here. It'll show exactly how the layout is, so you know you're getting your full speed because you're using the dual channels of your memory. All right, so we'll do the second and fourth slot. These are my first time actually using these. So I guess once I do my post tests, we'll see how they perform. But I've read reviews and they said they were really good. And of course they got the RGB at the top, so who doesn't like RGB? So when you put memory sticks in, just like how the CPU goes in, they are easily aligned. They can only go in one way. You look, you could push the tabs down on either side of the motherboard. These are your slots. So you just push the tabs down, and it opens up to allow you to put your RAM inside. There's a notch right, like kind of in the center. You match that notch up to where that slot you want to put it in at. If that notch doesn't line up, it won't fit. If the notch does line up, it will fit. Now you will have to put a little pressure to make sure that they click. If you put a little pressure and you can't get the sides to click, that probably means the notch isn't lined up and you're trying to force your RAM in a way that it can't go in. So we'll just do that again. See, look at that. Almost put them in backwards. Here you go, push them on the ends, you'll hear the click. Now you have your CPU, and we have our RAM installed. So as far as the build's concerned, and like how I want to go about doing this, first things first, it's nice to see that they come with 2 fans like stock. So if you are somebody who doesn't really care to have RGB fans, or you don't have a lot of money to spend on a bunch of fans, you've already got at least 2 in here, which is essentially like the minimum you need to get it. You just need an inlet and outlet, you know, flow in, flow out. So technically, if you didn't want to buy any more fans, you could run this with just those 2 fans. I personally wouldn't recommend it. I like more airflow. The cooler, the better. But this is actually enough to run it and be, you know, decently okay. So the motherboard will go here. I'm definitely going to take these fans out and I'm going to replace them with my own RGB fans. I have some LL120s from Corsair. They look like so. So unfortunately though, the fans that comes with the AIO that I will be using for this build aren't exactly the same as these. They are the ML, I believe, 120s. So while this one lights the fans and lights the ring, the fans on the AIO will only light the fan, which I'll use them anyway for now, see how it looks. I might like it, just leave it as it is. Or maybe go back and replace them with some more LL120 fans. So the idea is to have this in like so. That looks pretty good. We could probably mount these, but actually we probably could. We could probably mount this just to get a good idea of what it looks like. So the top is also magnetic filter, so it's easily come off and it makes it easy for cleaning. There is no removable tray. If you want to remove this top, you're going to have to unscrew it. And also it's going to take the IO port controller that's embedded in the case. If you want to go that route and go disassembling, you can. But as far as the top off, there's no top that comes off other than the filter. So you take this motherboard and we'll line it up to all the stands inside. Screw it in. Unfortunately, you guys can't see this because of the way it's laid out, but it only gave me 3. So I guess we'll just do 3 at the top. It looks like I have a lot of catching up to do to make sure I have the right parts with the right pieces and the right tools with the right screws. Because it appears that this motherboard did not come with any mounting screws, which I thought those were. After 10 years of not building computers, it is apparent now that either this box does not come with mounting screws, or I got a box that was not complete and it didn't come with the mounting screws, or I just didn't know you're supposed to purchase your own separate mounting screws. What are these screws for if they're not big enough to mount? I'm going to just put this aside, find me some mounting screws, and then from there on the next episode we'll have to go about mounting our fans, our motherboard, and our AIO. See how that goes. Until next time, guys. See you later.